Hello, beautiful souls. So this is Agape from Enter Agape, and today I'm feeling like doing an open reading. So whatever comes out, and I'm gonna interpret the way I feel it's leading me to. And I hope someone reaches this message and gets something that helps him or her. And I really like to see in the comments whether it resonates with you. And so I already started to cleanse the card and the space, and I'm just gonna take a quick moment to relax and tune into, and we'll see what gets through. Okay, so we will start with the Osho Zen Tarot and we see what comes out. Okay, so we have fight and experiencing, meaning living in the moment, growing up. We'll see what else comes out. Reborn, resurrection. I like this card. It gives me the vibe of Eastern holidays that are coming soon. There's my left ear ringing, and as far as I know, that also signifies something. So maybe some of you need to listen to your guides more, because it's ringing, and it was ringing when I was talking about the resurrection. So maybe there's just some resurrection coming for you guys. Let me see what else comes through. Who needs to listen to this message, Spirit? Silence. Okay. Okay, so this card is like giving me the vibe of silence in the ethers, in a way telling me there's nothing going on in your space right now. It's like a silence before a storm, maybe. Okay, so the past lives. And if you see, it actually gives me also a vibe of ancestors. So it's obviously saying that whatever you're dealing with now is because you're affected by the past lives or your ancestors. This is how I'm getting this. Oh, we have the Lovers. Something nice. And we have projections. Okay, so right about now, I would say that the projections are probably due to love situation, because we have Lovers are coming from the past lives or ancestors. So there's still some projections, and that's leading to a struggle. There is an internal struggle, and I would say whatever is happening, there is a silence. Maybe you and your person are in no contact, and it seems like nothing is going on, but somehow you need to live through this. You need to experience this. You need to mature in this situation and let it kind of evolve so you can get more mature. And actually, I'm guided to read it out from the book, which is in Polish, but I will stop the video if I have to, because I'm feeling I need to read it out aloud. And so there's the resurrection, and the last card would be the Lovers for me, but I will see from the other decks what comes. But right now I'm going to check the books, so please give me a second and I will pause or split the video. So actually what the book says about this card, it deals also about the nature and trees and how you can experience life by, for example, hugging a tree. So you can exchange the energy with the nature, and somehow it connects with me with this card of resurrection, because there is this Easter time coming with the resurrection in the air. So Maybe it's about the resurrection of something inside of you, some internal change, going back to life again, which is happening in silence. I'm sorry for the shaking. Let me see what else comes. And I'm feeling to take my deck. I really like my deck. It's very simple, but sometimes so accurate, and we will see. Whoa, that's a blank card. I really like that. So it somehow gives me the vibe of the silence. So there's maybe like a blank space. So you're creating this blank, empty space maybe. And you can then decide what you put in there. Let me see what else comes out. No, the card says no. So whatever your question was or whatever you were thinking about, the answer is no. And with this blank page, what it really gives me the vibe of is like a joker in other cards. So you can decide what it is. It's your blank space. So it's the second time, so I'm taking this God. So I guess you need to pray more to the God, or maybe it's somehow connected also to the resurrection or God inside of you. And right now, actually, it gives me the vibe of finding the God inside of you, which is the source of love and everything there is. And when I say God, I now feel it like more not looking for the God externally, but to find the seed of God inside of your heart. Okay, I will go with the tarot. Yeah, so there was some burden, you had some quarrel, maybe you're still dealing with this, and look how they're similar they are for me. So there's some internal struggle, I would say, you're still dealing with. Okay, let me see what else. A Hangman and the Queen of Cups. I love her so much. She's the most emotional and most beautiful queen of all the queens. So I guess this is representing you. So whatever you're doing, you are approaching the state of the being. And also with the Lover's card, I would say this is a nice confirmation of whatever is happening inside of you or will happen externally. And I would say it would also deal with emotions probably. And so we have the Hangman, and so it says about seeing things from other perspective. So maybe some of the struggle you had concerning the projections from the conditioning, maybe you need to look at it from the other perspective. Maybe you need to change the perspective in order to kind of resurrect yourself. So hello again. So the video stopped because the memory was full, and that tells me that you're probably overwhelmed with whatever is happening with you and within you, and maybe there is a need for you to make more space, especially with this silence card and this blank page. Something you need to purify, purge in yourself to obtain more space, and you need to break or rest, or whatever is happening is like the rest and a break from what's there in your life. I don't know. Let's see what else comes out. Okay. Okay, so I have Six of Pentacles. So it's equal give and take and cooperation. And it's like a help. And there is a Knight of Swords. So there is something coming. And those cards came together. I need to have a thought about that. So I'm just gonna put it aside. I would say that there's about some kind of cooperation, conclusion that is coming about a certain topic. Let me see what else comes out. The Magician. Okay, so you're entering the magician mode. Maybe you already started to be your own magician, but there is definitely call for me to become the magician of your own life. So like manifesting whatever you need to manifest for yourself. Oh, I don't like this card so much. So there is still this internal struggle. Maybe that's what you need to deal with. That's what you need to figure out. And it talks to me about too much thinking. This is, for me, a too much thinking card. This is how I call it. I'm hearing one more. Yeah, so we have 8 of Cups talking about leaving a situation. So you're probably leaving a situation, or you're leaving a person in your life. That's how I feel it. And that's why you need to rest more, because you're overburdened with whatever is happening. Let me see what else comes out. I'm actually gonna clarify it with another tarot deck. So we have the Emperor. Wow. And there is a perseverance just behind it. So this is actually very nice energy for me. So the Emperor is also, for me, in this context, about taking charge of your life. So maybe you're asked to move into that energy and maybe somehow combine the emotional side with the more practical, full of boundaries, strategic side, like the male and female, something like that. And the perseverance, yeah, this is a very nice healing energy for me, a light energy. So it's like counterbalancing those two. So somehow you're entering this energy already. So okay, so the past energy is like the burden and the swords, which were affected with those past lives. But right now, with the perseverance and resurrection, you're in this state. You're entering this stage where you're creating in silence this empty space that ultimately might lead you for the lovers to the lovers. And I will see what else comes out. Wow, so it's actually lovers again. And the lovers was just above the chariot. So the chariot talks about like a speed action. And somehow it gives me the vibe of the Emperor, because they are similar in nature. So maybe there's something happening with the external person, the external male or female. Take it as it resonates. And actually the change will be kind of drastic and rapid, as long as you do this resurrection on your side. Oh, and I have my new deck, the I Ching, which I'm gonna have to read from the book, but let me see. Okay. So this is like opposite forces for me. And as far as I remember, this sign, Kuei, talks about opposite forces that cannot be combined. So again, an internal struggle, again, conflict, or maybe the projections, because somehow it's similar for me, those two cards. So maybe there's still something inside of you, like the internal conflict that you need to look upon. But I will check in the book in a minute. Okay, so that's 3 cards. Okay, let's see what they're showing. So for me, this woman is embraced by her shadow, but actually the shadow, it's supporting her, and she's like meditating under the sun and the moon in a lotus flower. I really like the image. I really gonna check this meaning, but I guess it's like a completion. The end that is the beginning, I'll have to check again. And then we have those two, so like the moon and the flower. So this card 44 says meeting, intimate meeting. The oracle is a warning. If such an intimate and profound encounter is tied to a simple seduction, catastrophe will surely strike both man and woman. So for me, it says about intimate contact with another, but make sure it's out of place of love, not just like a sexual seduction. But I have to see other cards because they came together. Aloneness with the Moon card. The oracle is an invitation to become fully absorbed in oneself. Surely this card is turned at the end of many experiences in outer world. There it indicates the life to follow in order to fulfill further evolution. At the height of many experiences, selfishness disappears. The idea that being a small separate identity, fighting everything and everyone, it is there that you find yourself alone again. In the intimate union, which is the essence of life, we are alone. So it's like a counterbalance. This is for me talking about like a union with someone else, and this is talking about the union with yourself. So somehow it gives me a vibe of you being so alone, not able to having this inner union which you are called to do. So you might encounter and feel pulled towards like intimate relation with someone else. And I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just you need to be aware of that and somehow try as best you can to make it from the place of love. So you are not making harm to you. And the last card with the shadow. Oh God, it's again about union. It says mystic union. I really like the image. The oracle speaks of a missed encounter. We yearn for something, we hope, but resolution does not come. It is a warning. In the intimate communion with love, with a lover that generates, we arrive at the accepting the possible fusion, which is completion and realization. It is a time of precious but elusive intuition. That's why it's a good idea to join love with meditation again. Well, I leave you with conclusion for your own, because somehow all of those cards talk about unions, whether with self, whether with someone else, or whether it's like a missed opportunity for a union, but somehow you need to deal with union, probably in you. And last but not least, I would have the Moon Oracle, just like for advice, to sum up the reading. Okay, so stick to your vision, whatever vision you have, because I guess you have your vision. Stick to your vision, especially with the Magician card. I don't know, is it? Stick to your vision, Magician. And actually, I didn't realize that also we have the World card, which is a very good sign. So whatever it's changing for better. Don't forget about it. And I'm feeling one more. Okay, so it says, give it to God. And we have God card here, so I would say stick to your vision and give it to God. Allow the God to take care of whatever is happening, whatever you desire. But at the same time, be your own magician. Keep it in your space, keep it in your heart, whatever you're doing. And the last card, to sum up the reading. For the collective. Okay, so it says, I show you. My next step is to affirm, I now joyfully contribute my talents and love to others without being attached to how my gifts are received. Okay, that's a nice idea. I will do everything I choose to do because I enjoy myself while I'm doing it, rather than because of what I might receive from others as a result of what I do. So for me, it says about like unconditional love in a way, because you want to share with the world with something you enjoy doing, you can do, and you don't expect anything as an outcome. So maybe this is like a lesson that can lead you later to unconditional love in terms of like a relationships, because we don't want to be attached to someone, and we don't want someone to be attached to us in other way than from other place than of unconditional love, something like this. And I'm hearing one more. So it says, you can read it yourself. My next step is to affirm, I place my trust in God to provide everything I need to feel safe and happy. I will ask God to tell me how to practice this trust today, and I will follow the guidance I receive. Yeah, so it's like a third time we have message concerning God. So whatever you're dealing with, you need to go inside and look for God and ask God for the answers and ask God to help you. And actually what I realized, I don't know if you see that, but in the background of this card you have a little baby. So every time I see a picture like this, it gives me the vibe of an inner child that still needs some healing. Maybe it's just a matter of loving yourself more, but I can see that child here and I was drawn to this. And somehow right now I saw this projection card, and together with this opposition card, which are so similar in color for me, it gives me now a vibe of like opposing forces. So you cannot have like love and fear together in you, because that creates conflict. You need to focus more on love maybe, and get rid of the projection of everything that is not love. So maybe that's something you need to meditate. But whatever you do, stick to your vision and give it to God, because you have a world which is progression, which is success, and lovers 2 times, and union 3 times. So whatever you're doing, you keep working on yourself, be your own magician. And remember that in the silence, in the void, you find all the answers. And I hope that really helps someone. And if it resonates, please let me know. And like and subscribe and comment, as this connects me more with your vibe. And I can pick up more of the energy for you guys. And thank you for watching. And till the next time.